It is homecoming at Wittenberg, where the Tigers play host to the Hiram Terriers in a North Coast Athletic Conference matchup. Hi, everybody. Alongside the coach, Jim Scobie, Scott Leo with you on the Tigers Sports Network. It is a fall afternoon, and we say that really for the first time this football season. The Tigers and Terriers set to do battle here in just a few minutes. Coach Scobie, homecoming here in Springfield, always fun. A lot of folks coming back to campus, including a lot of former football players, here to see this Wittenberg team that is coming off of a victory at Denison a week ago, 27-24 in overtime. It keeps Wittenberg unbeaten and tied for first in the NCAC standings. And while they play a Hiram team today that's undermanned and winless, the Tigers are more focusing on themselves, wanting to make sure that this week and next week they're cleaning some things up and getting ready for that stretch run, which begins here in 2 weeks against DePaul.
Yeah, this is a great time for homecoming. Again, the weather is starting to cool down a little bit. This is football in Ohio. And, Scott, it's good to be with you again. We are excited about the Tigers. A lot of alums from all over the country are here. Parents have come in from all over the country to see their young men play. And it's going to be, I think, a tough-hitting game. I think Wittenberg is going to continue to fight and battle like they have in their last couple of games. There's a Wittenberg team that's really, really growing, really developing each week. And I just wanted to say this to all the ladies and gentlemen. We're thrilled to have all of you here at Edwards-Mauer Field in Wittenberg Stadium to celebrate homecoming, reunion, and family weekend. This stadium opened on this site 100 years ago this month. The first sporting event in Wittenberg Stadium was a football game that included an academic procession, marching bands, and dignitaries from both schools, and a stadium record crowd. Are you ready for this? Back then, they had 12,243 people here in the stadium, and Wittenberg at that time was the second largest college football stadium in the state of Ohio. So this is a perfect day for football. I think you're going to see the Tigers continue to get strong. Again, their focus is take care of the football. Their focus is focus on taking care of the football and forcing mistakes. And I think you'll see Jim Collins' team improve. He's really big on I don't care who we play. We get better every week.
No doubt about that. And as we celebrate 100 years of Wittenberg Stadium, it's taken on a few different looks over the years. This is a Tigers team that is in search of a 3-0 start to the conference schedule, and it's a team that really gained some confidence in a Week 1 win at Dubuque, but I think even more confidence last week winning at Denison, a team that has given them fits in recent years. Jack Hiram, the head coach there, has really elevated that Big Red program. So for the Tigers to get a win in Granville in overtime, that's a huge pick-me-up for this Tigers team, and we'll see if that momentum can carry on. Now, right on cue, we said we have fall-like temperatures in the low 50s earlier this morning here on campus as we were walking around saying hi to so many friendly and familiar faces. But right on cue, Coach, the sun peeks out as Hiram wins the toss. They defer until the second half. We will see the Wittenberg offense first. Tigers will move towards the south end zone to begin this game. Hiram last week lost to Kenyon 40-16. It was a game where Hiram quarterback Sean Tejeda was only 15 of 32 for 192 yards. He threw an interception and was sacked twice. Kenyon jumped on them early, and it was a game that obviously Hiram felt like they was a winnable game when you think about the fact that they've been blown out by the likes of DePaul and Denison in the weeks prior. But that loss, really a punch to the gut for this Hiram team that falls to 0-5 on the year. They're going to try and bounce back today and play well on the road on Wittenberg's homecoming.
And folks, really remember this name today. Dean Tate, number 10. He is a senior, 5'8", 175-pounder. And this kid has really been playing well for the Tigers. He is last week he had over 150 yards receiving. He can really light it up. I expect him to have another really good day. And I also think the running game will be strong. I think that you're going to see Bryce Anderson, and you're going to see Garrett Gross and those guys really turn it up. Now, what will the defense do? And we'll find out after the offense gets the football.
Tigers in the home reds. Hiram wearing the traveling white jersey tops, navy pants, navy helmets. On the return, the ball actually bounced away from the Tiger return man, Cleve Benson, and then he picked it up and bounced it to the outside and had all kinds of room, but the turf monster got him. He tripped just across the 20 and fell down.
Yeah, it did, and what's interesting, that happens a lot when on a kickoff or a punt return there's a little bit of a delay. Something happens, maybe the ball drops or whatever, and many of those defenders actually make a move and open up things for the offense. It almost happened there, and we could have had a touchdown to start this game.
This is the 22nd meeting all time between these programs. Wittenberg has won every single one of them, trying to make it a perfect 22 for 22 in the head-to-head series. Max Melton, the Tiger quarterback, the junior, stands in the shotgun. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. He'll get it quickly out into space just across the 20-yard line where it is caught by the aforementioned Dean Tate, and he'll be taken down near the 27, a pickup of 5 yards.
Yeah, the goal for Max Milton the quarterback is to try to get Tate in space. That time they had 2 guys wide on the right. They brought the other wide receiver across and flooded that area.
Give goes to Bryce Anderson, who will muscle ahead near the 30-yard line. Tackle made in the middle of the field there. It was Devin Mercelot who made the stop for Hiram. Anderson was about a yard short of the marker, so we're looking at 3rd and a long 1 as we hit 1 minute gone in this game. Melton will stay in the shotgun. Anderson a step behind him to his left. They'll give it to Bryce. He does have room to run. First down and then some across the 40 and tackled at the 43. Eventually stopped by Malachi Nation, but not before. A Tiger first down, a gain of 10 yards.
Yeah, they just ran it off the right tackle. They got great blocking. Bryce Anderson, of course, he 5'7", 200 out of Indianapolis Central High School, and a good run by him.
Melton looking to throw. Deep ball for Tate. Caught at the Hiram 36 and pushed out of bounds right there. It'll be a pickup of 24 yards on the completion to Tate, and the Tigers are in Hiram territory.
I think the interesting thing about Tate is he knows how to get into space. Here's a kid that actually played at Ball State and decided his last 2 years he wanted to come to Wittenberg, and he's got the talent.
Anderson running left, little cut back, and Bryce Anderson, as he almost always does, falls forward as he's brought to the ground, and so that gets him to the Hiram 34, a pickup of 3. Good start here for the Tigers. Jim Collins talks about that run-pass balance, and we're seeing it already.
Yeah, I think the offensive line, too, is doing a nice job early on protecting the quarterback and creating some big holes.
Yeah, Milton will dump it off into the flats for Troy Teepee, and Teepee lined up on that left side, kind of as the H-back, gets run out of bounds near the 22. That's a gain of 12 yards. It's another Wittenberg first down. 12:37 to go, opening quarter, and the Tigers are marching.
And that says a lot. They're throwing the ball to their tight end. TP able to make a catch and get those yardage that you do after a catch.
Melton going for the end zone here, and he's going to fire incomplete. Was in search of Tate, a couple yards deep in the end zone.
Yeah, he'd like to have that one back. Dean Tate had created a slant across the middle, no one around him, and the ball was just misthrown. So a great opportunity for the Tigers. I look for him to come right back with something like that. So we'll see what happens. Tigers looking good on this first possession.
Give goes to Anderson right up the gut, down to the 15, and muscles his way to the 13. That should be good enough for a first down. Actually, they're signaling third down. We'll see where they spot the ball. He needed to get just inside the 13. They're going to put him about a half yard short. So third down, less than a yard for Wittenberg on the game's opening drive. A drive that started at their own 22-yard line. And the give goes to Anderson.
Good
Sheds
blocking.
a tackler
Good
behind the
blocking.
line of scrimmage and gets all the way down to the 3. 10 yards on the carry for Anderson, and it'll be 1st and goal.
What you like about Bryce Anderson is his ability to see the hole and to make the right move. That time he juked to the right and took it into the left side. Look for some real power offensive line right here.
Anderson gets the handoff, running right. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. Bryce Anderson from 3 yards out will score, and the Wittenberg Tigers land the first punch. Just 3 minutes and 32 seconds in, and Wittenberg will lead it 6-0.
Yeah, that drive was exceptional. And again, Jim Collins has got to feel really good about the way his offense was purring as soon as they got the football, and they drive it down and get the score. The kick's going to be good.
Yep, PAT is good from Brandon Goodwin. And so it's 7-0 Tigers. 11:28 to go here in the opening quarter. And for Bryce Anderson, coach, that is rushing touchdown number 4 on the year. Came into play today averaging 4.5 yards per carry. Closing in on 300 yards rushing for the season. He is the team's leading rusher, but came into today with only 3 yards more than Garrett Gross. So that kind of shows you the balance that they have in the backfield with 2 running backs that are both equally competent. And so we'll see probably on the second drive, even though Bryce Anderson just carried that drive for a good chunk of it, it'll be probably Garrett Gross getting his turn next time out.
Oh, absolutely. And I think one thing about Anderson, he's kind of the money back. When you get inside the red zone, you need that extra yard, 2-3 yards. And that time, again, they needed 3 yards for the touchdown. He has such great strength in his legs, and he not only hits you, but he can actually move through you and away from you. He's got great speed also, and this is a Wittenberg team that looks very, very ready to play here on a Saturday at homecoming, and these fans are really excited about watching their Tigers play.
Kick is away, but there are whistles as the ball was being kicked. Hayden Alcott. The ball fell off the tee as Hayden Alcott was kicking, which is why it kind of fluttered and landed well short of the return men for Hiram. So that's why the play was blown dead. So we will take a look around the NCAC today, other games going on of importance. And again, Wittenberg's trying to go to 3-0 in conference play. The biggest game of them all today is going to be that Denison and DePaul game being played over in Greencastle. DePaul, the conference representative a year ago in the NCAA playoffs. And Denison looking to bounce back after the loss to the Tigers last week. The return man caught the punt and took a knee down around the 7-yard line.
And had about 20 yards before a Wittenberg player was around, and now he's going, gosh, why did I do that?
Gabe Hoskins on the return. I think he meant to give a fair catch signal to bring the ball out because you can fair catch it.
That's what they're saying.
And bring it out to the 25, but he did not fair catch. Instead, he caught it and took a knee. So a mistake there for Hiram.
That's a big mistake because that puts him inside the 10-yard line, and this is not a place down 7-0 right now to have to start right by the alumni tent of Wittenberg.
Yeah, so the Terriers start at their own 8-yard line. Sean Tejeda, the sophomore quarterback, 5'10", 165. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Fakes the handoff and dumps it off into the flats. Caught at the 10 and out near the 15-yard line is where he'll go. That was Anthony Brumbaugh, the tight end, the junior. Anthony Pedro on the stop for Wittenberg, one of the seniors on this Wittenberg defense. It is a veteran Tiger defense with 6 of the 11 starters as seniors. And then on the 2 deep, you've got a few more seniors that come in with the 2s and get a fair amount of snaps over the course of a game. I'll throw it again, this time out to the sideline on the right. Tristan Mullahan, a senior, makes the catch, and the Terrier receiver will step out of bounds at the 21, a gain of 5.
Tigers that time in a man defense, and the corner really gave him the receiver for Hiram a lot of room, and that was an easy pick, first down for Hiram.
Tejeda clapping his hands, wanting the football. Now has it. He will get rid of it again quickly, and it's caught near the 25. Jarius Green made the catch for Hiram and goes down to the turf immediately, a pickup of 4. Tejeda getting rid of the ball quickly, and that's by design because they know that their offensive line has their hands full against this Tiger front 4. So Tejeda's going to have to keep the ball moving, get it out of his hand quick. You're not going to see a lot of full 5-step drops. 2nd down and 6, 9:48 to go in the first. They'll roll him right side, and Tejeda does, again, get that ball out to an open receiver across the 30-yard line. It was Jordan Townsend, the sophomore, who brought it in. No signal for a first down yet, although he's close.
Yeah, they got it.
Yep, first down, Hiram.
It's almost as if Hiram and Tejeda are experimenting a little bit to see how this defense will be able to attack their offense, especially on the perimeter.
Well, that's the plan. You can tell.
Get
the ball. Yep, get the ball to the sidelines.
Yeah, they don't want to run the football, I don't think.
Again, they'll swing it out to the right side. So, maybe a little something here they've seen on film where with the Tiger corners giving some space off the line of scrimmage.
That's right.
Just get it out there quickly. So then the question becomes, does Wittenberg adjust and start to cover a little tighter here at the line of scrimmage? Then, of course, you run the risk of giving up a deep ball. So we'll see, but this is a good start for Hiram to be moving the ball. They're out to the 35 on that completion, a gain of 4.
Well, the other thing is your defensive backs may come up a little bit and make some plays, but on the other hand, if they come up too fast, Hiram may slip behind them.
Tigers have been only rushing 3 on some of these downs. They bring 4 this time. Tejeda will throw deep, as we said, and it's going to be caught in Wittenberg territory. That is Jordan Townsend, tackled at the Tiger 36. So that's a 29-yard pitch and catch. Tejeda had to hold on to the ball a little longer. He was on the run, but Townsend was able to, on a double move, break behind the Wittenberg coverage, and Tejeda threw him a good ball.
Yeah, he showed a lot of poise there. The sophomore out of San Antonio, Tejeda, looked really good. And he threw to another sophomore, tight end, Townsend, Jordan Townsend, out of Youngstown, Ohio, Liberty High School. A big kid, 200 pounds.
1st and 10, Terriers at the Wittenberg 35. They'll hand it off, running left, and tackled shy of the line of scrimmage will be Hoskins. So Gabriel Hoskins, who made the mistake on the kick return, taking a knee, gets the carry here and gets tackled for a loss of a yard.
Yeah, the Tiger front 4 looks really strong right now. And again, I think Hiram realizes it's going to be very difficult all day. It seems like this Tiger front 4 on the defense is just really taking charge.
Trips to the right for Tejeda as he gets the snap. Here comes the pressure. Tigers bringing a couple extras. Tejeda is going to throw it away. He had no choice as the Tigers were in pursuit. Connor Walls was able to break free and force that sophomore quarterback out of the pocket pretty quickly. Walls is the 6'3", 230-pound senior defensive end from Centerville. 3rd down and 11, 7:10 to play in the first. And this is a problem area for Hiram. They were struggling big time last week. Going back and watching some of their game against Kenyon, they were just 3 of 12 on 3rd down against the Kenyon Owls defense.
A lot of bad things can happen 3rd and long where they're sitting. So Wittenberg comes again with it.
Tejeda lets it fly. It's intercepted. Oh, no, he dropped it. It was in the hands of the Tiger junior corner, Darian Williams, and not only was it going to be picked, but Williams was going to score. There was nobody near Darian Williams, and as he took a couple of strides up the field in front of the Hiram sideline, he lost the football.
Darian Williams showed a lot of speed, and he broke on the ball. He did everything right except catch the football. And he just absolutely ran up the sideline for about another 20 yards, just pounding his helmet.
Nobody was going to catch Williams.
No one, and he knew that. And maybe that was one of those things where you start looking up and you see the goalposts.
He could already see the points going up on the scoreboard as he was looking down to that end of the field.
Yep.
4th and 11, Hiram will play for it. Tejeda fakes the handoff and keeps it. Needs to get to the 25. He's going to be short. Ball might have come out, but Tejeda gets it back. He's going to be short of a first down by about 2 yards.
Yep.
And so it'll be Wittenberg ball on a turnover on down. So the Tiger defense bends but does not break on this first possession.
Yeah, good job by the Tigers to stiffen right there and get the football back. A big possession. And now, you hand the ball back to your offense, which has been excellent on their first drive. We'll see, again, what Coach Collins will do. I'm sure he'll go back to what he does. His bread and butter is just balance. You'll see some running, and then that'll open up the passing game.
Wittenberg will, you would think, over the course of the day also wear down the offensive and defensive lines of Hiram. Wittenberg with a lot more depth. And so the thought being that if you can mix the run and pass here and really kind of put the burden on this Hiram front four, even their front seven, counting the linebackers, it's going to be a long day for that group. They'll get it out into the flats quickly here on a pass to the waiting receiver, Dean Tate, and he'll be tackled at the 27, maybe the 28. We'll give him 1 yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
The Hiram Terriers defense has showed some speed on the outside, and they've got some guys that can really turn the quicks on.
Here's a give to Gross around the left end, lowers the shoulder pads, and as we thought, Garrett Gross now gets his turn on drive number 2 at the tailback spot. Picks up 4 yards. Shy of the 33, it's going to bring up a 3rd down for this Wittenberg offense.
Collins said, we had him on Tuesday night on our show, and he just wants his team to play football. Just go out and play the very best football you can, and that's what they're doing today. They have really turned it up a notch.
3rd down and 5, and Milton will be in the shotgun. Play clock down to 10 as they line up with 5 wides here. Empty backfield. Milton gets the snap. He will fire it to Tate, caught right near the first down marker. No yards after the catch, doesn't need him though. First down Wittenberg on the completion to the senior Dean Tate.
Dean Tate, again, he was on our show also, and he is a heck of a guy, and he's so talented. He may start for the basketball team at point guard. He's that good. He actually went to college initially to play basketball, but he's so talented.
Milton rolls right, had all day to look for a receiver and completes it out to the near sideline. Tyler May, with forward progress, May will be marked down at the 43, a pickup of 4.
You know, the thing about Tyler May, a great wide receiver, but people don't realize when you throw that ball in the flat, that receiver knows he's going to get busted. I mean, he's got a corner or a safety coming up, and they're going to take a shot at him. So that takes some serious guts to hang in there and make the play.
Garrett Gross on the carry, rumbles across the midfield stripe into the Hiram secondary, tackled at the Hiram 43. That's a 14-yard gallop for Garrett Gross, and Wittenberg is in Hiram territory with 4:41 left in the first.
A lot of Tiger alumni football. The 73-75 national champions are here, and this is good old-fashioned Wittenberg football. Oh, my goodness, he just absolutely bowled over a safety there. Great run straight up the middle.
Garrett Gross just muscling his way forward, dropped his helmet and shoulder pads and kept churning the legs, and he gets all the way down to the 32. That's 11 yards.
That hurt up here, and I feel for that Hiram guy.
4:12 left in the first. Give to Gross again, running left side, cuts it back. 25, 20 to the 15. He's all the way down to the Hiram 13. Again, this is where having 2 really talented running backs and a good offensive line can wear a defense down quickly. Gross comes in with the fresh legs, and he's just marching down the field here against Hiram.
And Hiram, they're back on their heels. I mean, they don't know what to expect. And
Gross again, inside the 10, down to the 6.
They're
That'll
chewing
be
up
7
yards,
more.
man. Just
7
chewing
more.
up yards.
It'll be second down. Actually, it'll be a pickup of 8. Second down and 2, 3:35 to go in the first.
And you just think, Scott, stay with what you've got. Keep running it. They can't
Gross
stop
again.
you.
To the
He
goal
got it.
line. He's
Touchdown.
just short.
Oh.
First down, though. First and goal from inside the 1.
That would have been videotaped. If we were on TV, on ABC, they'd have videotaped that one because I thought he got in.
Then we'd be sitting waiting for the replay results to come back. No, thank you.
I'd have gone back and gotten appetizers.
No, thank you. Tigers will just go ahead and play on first and goal from inside the 1.
You wonder who will get it here, but
Gross has 2 rushing touchdowns this year. Let's see if he gets his third. No, instead they're going to hand it off
number 7
to Reed Hall, and he'll score it.
Uh-oh, they're saying a fumble.
Touchdown, Reed Hall. Hiram thinks they recovered a fumble, but Hall had already broken the plane, says the head linesman. Yep, touchdown Tigers.
Yep.
So second rushing touchdown of the year for Hall, and the Tigers lead 13-0.
Yeah, just straight ahead blocking, and Tigers looked like he crossed the plane, which is a touchdown. Then someone hit it as he got in the end zone. This is good football for Wittenberg to drive down 2 straight possessions where they just absolutely are clicking. And their rhythm is there, and Coach Collins has got to feel good.
PAT is up and good from Brandon Goodwin. So he is 2 for 2 today, and hopefully the senior kicker is going to get lots of practice on PATs. Last year in this game, Wittenberg beat Hiram 38-14, and it was a game where then starting quarterback Colin Brown threw 2 touchdown passes. Bryce Anderson ran for a score. And Wittenberg in that game took a 28-0 halftime lead before Hiram in the second half kind of evened things out with a couple of scores, including a 68-yard run in the fourth quarter from Malcolm Rogers. That was the game where Wittenberg's Gene Nobles, if you remember this, Coach, had a 100-yard kickoff return touchdown.
I do remember that. And Gene Nobles a track guy, so you can realize that, you know, he can do that kind of thing, and that was one of those great highlights that we'll always remember here at Wittenberg.
14-0 Wittenberg. Tigers kick it away. And this is Hayden Alcott on the kickoff. It'll get into the end zone for a touchback. DePaul has taken a 3-0 lead over Denison with 2:29 left to play in the first quarter.
That's going to be a good one. I think that will say a lot.
I wasn't sure, Coach, if it would be, because I didn't know if Trey Fabricini, the outstanding Denison running back, was going to play, because last week against Wittenberg, he got hurt late in regulation, did not appear in the game in overtime. And so that was one of the question marks going in. Would he be healthy? And if so, then, you know, could Denison go to DePaul and beat them? And Fabricini is playing today.
Yeah, he's really special.
Here's a first down pass completion from Tejeda out to Tristan Mollahan, who will go out of bounds at the 32, a pickup of 7.
Yeah, Fabricini, if you have never seen an NCAC or even a Division III phenomenal running back, he's always in the top 10 in the nation. And he's fabulous. And 2 years ago, I mean, he just dominated here.
It's awfully tough to tackle, isn't he?
He is really a tough guy.
Tigers were able to withstand him and Denison last week and
they got through
get the job done for a victory over in Granville, and that's what keeps Wittenberg unbeaten in conference play. Little option play here. Tejeda pitches it, but that's not going to work against the Red Swarm Tiger D, as Connor Walls was there first to make the stop. Got a little help from his defensive teammates.
Great anticipation and the ability to move laterally. Tigers got out there and they closed it down.
Yeah, loss of 5, back to the 28. Here comes 3rd down and 7.
Sean Tejeda is 7 of 9 right now for 64 yards.
Yeah, it's a good start.
It's a great start. We'll see what happens here. Last few times, Wittenberg's come after him.
Yeah, they're trying to apply a little more pressure here.
Come.
They are bringing extras again, and Tejeda escapes.
Oh, what a move.
2 and 3 Tiger would-be tacklers, fires downfield and gets it to Tiger territory where it is caught for a first down by Townsend. He goes down at the 45-yard line. That is a pickup of 27 yards. Tejeda was running for his life.
Yeah, they had him bottled up, and all of the, on the pressure. I don't know how he got out of there, and then he was able to find a receiver down to get the first down.
May have gotten away with a hold in the backfield, which
I think you're right.
Which didn't sit well with this homecoming Wittenberg crowd. First down handoff. Gabe Hoskins gets to the 43, make it the 42-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and 7 as we've hit the final minute of this opening stanza here in Springfield. Tigers and Terriers this afternoon.
3:49 left in Columbus. Maryland leads 10-7 over the Buckeyes.
You know what they say. Football and crab cakes is what Maryland does.
Well, I got news for you. They're going to eat a lot of crab cakes if they get a victory here today in Columbus. Is that's really big. I did think it was going to be tougher than what people were saying, but to hold this offense down to 7, and that's pretty amazing.
Flag was thrown by the back judge, and I wasn't looking at the game clock, but it's back to 25. A lot of times when the back judge throws the flag, you can assume it's a delay of game, but the officials are conferring here.
While we're doing that, we don't always discuss the cheerleading squad, and since it is homecoming, I just want to mention Lacey Boyd, Presley Doss, Devorah Godfrey, Tamaya Hartley, Christina Hubert, Connor Miller, Eddie Kovacs, Reagan McDevitt, Lauren Parrott, Grace Pantalone, Addison Payne, VJ Shaw, Sonyai Sims, Kendra Skurlak, Michelle Starner, and Ellen Tabiri.
So, Coach, the flag was for a potential false start, but they've waved the flag off. And they'll hand it to Hoskins on 2nd and 7, goes right up the middle for a couple of yards to the 40 and then gets pushed back. So it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up, and that'll happen in quarter number 2. So with 15 minutes of football in the books here in Springfield, Wittenberg jumps out to an early 14-0 lead over Hiram right here on the Tiger Sports Network. One quarter in the books here in Springfield. It's 14-0, Wittenberg with the lead. Hiram faced with a big 3rd down and 5 from the Tiger 40-yard line. Sophomore quarterback Sean Tejeda lines up in the shotgun. Hoskins, the running back, goes in motion. Tejeda fires right side. It's dropped right off the hands of Tristan Mollahan, the senior receiver. And it brings up 4th and 5. Now on the first possession for Hiram today, They went for it on 4th down in Wittenberg territory, and I think that's exactly what they're going to do here as well. Offense stays on the field.
Yeah, and I think, a Hiram team, if you look at their record and what the year's been like, what have you got to lose? So and they haven't been able to stop Wittenberg on offense with their defense, so why not?
Little play action, throws over the middle. It's going to be caught, first down. That's Jaden Jennings who made the catch. Jennings picks up the first down to the Tiger 33-yard line. Now, Jennings is in there as a wide receiver, but I should also point out, for the purpose of trick plays, Jennings is listed as the backup quarterback.
Right, I saw that. Yep, they do that.
4 receivers here, 3 to the right. Jennings is 6'4", 245.
Yep. Tejeda threw a dart there.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like Wittenberg might have gotten
It was pretty well covered.
Their paw around it, but it got through.
Hand to Hoskins, and a rugby scrum ensues just past the line of scrimmage. Play is whistled dead with Hoskins down at the 32-yard line. A gain of 1. Yeah, it's been a tough go for Hiram. They were blitzed by Heidelberg in week 1, 68-14. Gave up 62 in a 62-21 loss to Mount St. Joe's. 49-0, lost their conference opener to DePaul. 55-24, lost at home against Denison a couple of weeks ago. And then last week, as we said, 40-16. Losing at Kenyon to fall to 0-5. Handoff Hoskins. He's going to be met just across the line of scrimmage, down at the 31, a pickup of a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
You look at Hiram and you say to yourself, with a schedule like that and the losses, the huge lopsided losses, you go, this team could have quit a long time ago, and I think it says a lot about them as far as how they've come out and competed in this game. And their quarterback's playing extremely well. And except for their defense, their offense has kind of held their own. They just haven't been able to score.
Yeah, they ran out of steam, turned it over on downs first time after a drive. Here they've driven into Wittenberg territory. They'll dump it off near the 30-yard line. It's caught by Townsend, but he's going to be taken down at the 29, a gain of 2. It'll bring up 4th down, and Hiram will go for it again. And you're right, Coach. I mean, the other thing is, what do you have to lose?
That's right.
Hiram's moving the ball, so you might as well go for it and see if you can get some points. Mm-hmm. The defense has not been able to slow the Tigers. A Hiram defense that, based on the scores I just gave you, is giving up 55 a game, so you might as well go for it and see if you can put the ball in the end zone here. They do have 5 first downs on the day, the Terriers do. They're 1 for 2 on 4th down thus far. Tejeda's in the shotgun. He gets the snap. Here comes pressure. Tejeda on the run. He will fire it towards the end zone, and it's going to be intercepted. Going into the air to pick it off is Darian Williams. He dropped a surefire pick 6 earlier, makes up for it with an INT in the end zone, and the Wittenberg defense again does hold.
And again, Tejeda was being pressured, and it looked like he was going to be sacked. He rolled to the right in front of the Tiger bench and threw it. A pretty good ball. I thought maybe the Hiram receiver jumped a little early, but Williams really made a nice play.
So Darian Williams gets the INT, and Wittenberg will start at their own 20-yard line with exactly 12 minutes left until halftime, and it's always a good halftime recognition for homecoming, as a lot of folks who are here on campus, alumni, parents, former football players in particular, get a chance to make their way around the stadium, go in if they haven't yet, and see the steamer, the indoor facility, the indoor football facility here at Wittenberg. The Hall of Honor inductees recognized here today. The Hall of Honor banquet was held on Thursday night inside Pam Evans Smith Arena. Bryce Anderson's back in there at tailback. He'll get the first down carry, goes for a yard. So it'll be 2nd down and 9. You mentioned it, Coach. In addition to the individual inductees into the Hall of Honor, there were the team inductees, the team recognition of the 1973 and 75 football teams. Carry here for Anderson, who's able to avoid that first tackle and keep churning his legs out to the 25, a pickup of 4. 73 National Championship squad, the first ever year of the college division, what is now Division III for the NCAA. On 3rd and 5, Milton will throw. Across the 30, has the first down. The catch hauled in by Khalil Trent. Trent is the junior wideout, 6'2", 180. Gets a reception and gets a first down.
Yeah, what was really nice, I was at the Hall of Fame banquet, and, one of the guys who showed up, maybe considered the greatest athlete in Wittenberg history, Bob Cherry.
Yeah.
He was there, and what a tremendous man. And when you really look at what he did in track and in football and in basketball, just heroic type stuff. And he was there, and people just absolutely loved seeing Bob Cherry.
Boy, they pitched it to Anderson, and it was Anderson, the ball carrier, who laid the wood to the would-be tackler as he hit Markel Newsome over here, the cornerback, and kind of knocked him for a loop. Now Anderson does go down at the 42. That's a pickup of 10 yards.
Yeah, that's physical right there, and he did a lot of that on his own, right in front of his mates there, the Tigers.
Give to Anderson again. Quick feet, gets out to the 44, a pickup of 2. That 1973 Tiger team beat Juniata 41-0 in the Amos Alonzo Stag Bowl to win the national title, a 12-0 season.
Was that one of the very first years that they had the Stag Bowl?
Yeah, that was the first year.
Yeah, I thought it was. Yep. I thought it was.
Give to Anderson, spins near midfield and stays on his feet, and then does get to the 50. That's a pickup of 6 yards on the carry by Anderson. Darius Anderson, or I should say Bryce Anderson, did a nice job there of staying low to the ground as he always does, but then he mixed in a spin move near the end of that play to avoid a tackler. 3rd down and 1. Anderson again. And he's going to get to the 49. He's going to be short by just a bit. Needed the 48. Maybe a half yard.
I think you stay on the field, though.
Yeah, Max Milton, the Tiger quarterback, was already looking to the sideline and pointing as if to say, let's go for it.
Yep.
So 4th down, and we'll say about a half a yard. Milton will line them up with 8:50 left in the second quarter. Wittenberg has had the ball twice and has scored 2 touchdowns. Trying to turn this third possession into points as well. And they'll hand it to Anderson right up the middle. Had a big hole to run through, and he gets the first down to the 45. Needed 1 yard, picks up 4.
Good old-fashioned football. Wittenberg Tiger football on homecoming. And, when you've got running backs like that and your line is functioning that well, you've got to go for it. And now expect, this would be a great time for Max Milton to go for it, to throw a ball and take a shot. So we'll see if he does that, but this would be a good time to go right up the seam and throw the ball.
Yep, play action. It was Gross in there at tailback that time. Faked it to him, and then swung it out to the left side for Dean Tate, who works his way all the way down to the Hiram 36, a gain of 9. All right, Coach Scobie, do you know? I know you did at one time, but let's ask you.
I only do yes/no questions.
Let's ask you, do you remember where that first ever Amos Alonzo Stag Bowl was played back in 1973?
That's a good question. I think it was in Alabama.
Yeah, Phoenix City, Alabama.
Yeah, I remember that.
And
I wouldn't have gotten Phoenix City, but I did know it was down south in Alabama.
Yep. Tigers had beaten the University of San Diego in the semifinals the week before. That game was played here in Springfield, and then went down to Alabama and handled Juniata in the championship game.
Yeah, that San Diego game was interesting because here are these guys that are basically on the beach every day at San Diego. They show up here in Springfield and they've got to play in the snow. It's like Unbelievable.
They now play in the Pioneer Football League, Division I non-scholarship with the likes of Dayton. Here's Milton, 1st and 10 from the 30. Throws, coming back to the ball is Tate, makes the catch at the 20, and then gets pushed out of bounds at the 17. 13 more yards. Wittenberg's inside the red zone, 6:52 to go in the second quarter.
And again, Dean Tate, he's my guy. I mean, I just love the way he plays. He's athletic. You saw his speed to come back to the ball and still get the first down. He's really tough to guard.
Milton hands to Gross. And Garrett Gross, a little cutback move at the 15, gets down to the 13, a gain of 4. So 2nd down and 6 coming up. The Tiger 1975 team was recognized as well at the Hall of Honor. Some of those former Tigers, of course, played on both teams, 73
That's
and
right.
75.
That's right.
75 Stag Bowl was also played in Phoenix City, Alabama. They'll swing it out to the right for Tate on 2nd down and 6, and he's going to be bottled up for a loss of a yard back to the 15. Tigers beat Ithaca in the 75 title game.
Ithaca, New York.
Yep. That team didn't go undefeated, though. That 75 team lost in the OAC championship game to Muskingum.
Yep.
And so they didn't run the table like the 73 team did, yet they still went on to win the national championship. That was at a time when the OAC had 2 divisions, the red division and the blue division. So they had a championship game between the 2 division winners. Looking to throw. Milton to the end zone for Tate. Underthrew him, and Dean can't make the catch. Trying to turn to that back shoulder and haul it in at about the 1-yard line, but he could not. It'll be 4th and 8, and here comes the kicking team for a field goal try. So Brandon Goodwin will be on to attempt a field goal. Tigers have not been kicking field goals this year. They actually haven't had a made field goal yet. This one is up, and it is no good. Missed it wide right. That would have been about a 32-yard kick, and it is no good. I can't ever remember a time when the Tigers made it to game number 5 without a made field goal.
Yeah, and it's Brandon Goodwin. He usually can hit those, and you could see when after it left his foot, his head went down. He knew that he had pushed it to the right. So kind of tough to have that kind of a drive and come up empty. When I look at the stats right now, though, it's total yards. It's 217 for Wittenberg, 113 for Hiram. Both quarterbacks playing well. Tejada 10 of 14, Milton 10 of 12. Rushing is definitely Wittenberg, 140 to 13, and so that has kind of set the tone early.
Tejada looking to throw on 1st down, being chased. He escapes once, escapes twice, now backpedals, and now he's going to run with it. Well, actually, he throws it on the run right before he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and he's able to get it to Mollahan. So it was kind of deceiving because Tejada had moved so far back behind the line of scrimmage that even though he was running forward and had done so for about 9 yards, he was still behind the line of scrimmage and was able to dump it off to Mollahan for a 1st down pickup out to the 34. Tigers were unable to get a hand on him. Had 3 defensive linemen in pursuit. 3 receivers set, 2 to the left, and Tejada will throw it out into the flats, gets it immediately to Anthony Sessi, the junior receiver, and he'll be out of bounds at the 39, a pickup of 5. I've got the ball down at the 41. Looks like they've stopped play to get a new football. Now, typically the teams will bring their own footballs, and so whoever's on offense can use their own ball. They came over to the near side, and the ball girl was down there. They actually had 2 or 3 of them that they were looking over and picked one out. Now we're ready. So it is at the 39, 2nd down and 5. Tejeda's being chased again. He's going to roll left and will go out of bounds after gaining a yard. Trey Brenniger, the freshman linebacker, was the guy that got there first and chased him. Here comes another 3rd down for Hiram, and again, the Terriers have struggled on 3rd down. They're just 1 for 4 today.
And Tejeda again showed you how slippery he is, because that's about the 3rd or 4th time Wittenberg has had him, pretty much bottled up and a potential sack, but he's been able to find his way out of there. So that time he got a little bit of a gain, but this is a big 3rd down.
4 receivers set, 2 to each side. Tejeda hit as he throws, and it's going to be incomplete. The receiver made the catch, but he was out of bounds. That receiver was Jarius Green. And it's going to be 4th down, and the Terriers will punt. Slow to get up was Tejeda. He took a big hit right as he threw that football. So it'll be 4th and 4. Chris Miller, the punter.
Tyler May's back there for the Tigers.
Be in formation here to kick it away, but Hiram didn't have everybody on the field. Alfred Pedro will come back onto the field to give him 11. Snap is back, kick is away, and it's a line drive kick that bounces out of bounds at the Wittenberg, about the 35. That's only a 25-yard kick. And so Wittenberg will go to work with 3:20 left in the second quarter. It's the Tigers 14, the Terriers nothing. DePaul has scored a touchdown in Greencastle. They lead Denison 10-0 with 8:06 to go in the second quarter. Ohio Wesleyan and Kenyon getting started as well in the 1 o'clock hour. No score has been reported on that one yet. Max Milton from the shotgun will hand it off to Anderson. Anderson gets a yard, and that's about it.
Rush by number 32, Bryce Anderson.
It'll be 2nd down and 9. Wabash playing Worcester today. They will kick off here in about 10 minutes over in Crawfordsville. Into the flats on the screen pass. It's caught by Anderson across the 40 to the 45. That should be a 1st down. Tigers pick up 8 yards on the screen pass.
Just a good call by Jim Collins offensively to keep that thing going, getting his really good players out in space. And they're kind of getting close to that 2-minute offense, so we'll see how they play it here. They'd like to put another touchdown up before halftime.
3 receivers bunched to the right. They'll throw the screen pass to Anderson with the receivers blocking in front. He'll get to the midfield stripe. A gain of 5 yards with 2:15 left until halftime. Clock moving. Wittenberg leading 14-0. This time it's 3 receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Milton. And he'll hand it off to Gross. Hard yard here for Garrett Gross to the 49. 3rd and 5 coming.
Gross now 8 carries for 71 yards, 8.9 average.
So it's a 3rd and 4. The Tigers today are 4 of 6 on 3rd down. 1 for 1 on 4th down as well. 1:23 to go until half. Milton will throw it into the flats here on a little screen. The tight end TP broke free of his block to catch the pass, but was immediately tackled. Loss of a yard for TP. Nice open field tackle by Christian Beck. So here's 4th down, and here comes the punt team as we will go under a minute to go in the second.
Tigers' first time they've had to kick it away, and Christian's making a big play over there. His pursuit was good, and in space like that, he was able to make a good tackle. Hiram will get it back.
Yeah, timeout Hiram. So that Hall of Honor group, the class of 2023, Sarah Fetters, softball, Brad Kessner, football, Mary Pfeiffer, cross country and track, Jeff Roop.
Yeah, Roop was the guy who helped lead the Wittenberg Tigers golf team to a
golf
national
coach.
title. Terrific guy.
Ed Teague, football and lacrosse. Boo Vernon from field hockey.
We've got Boo Vernon, and we've got a little interview with her. Hopefully we'll hear her at halftime.
Yep, Jackie Williams-Haka from the volleyball squad. Jim Weimer from football from the 73 and 75 teams we mentioned. And Sandy Ducat.
Now, Scott, when you look at her background and you see everything, and we'll wait until after this play call.
Remember the U.S.
She's amazing.
Yeah, disabled ski team and a Paralympic gold medalist.
Yeah, she was born.
That's a punt that's going to bounce inside the 10. Great punt. It's going to roll to the 6 and then be downed at the 5. Hayden Alcott, the sophomore, with an excellent kick with 32 seconds left until half.
We talk about Ducat, and again, what people don't realize is she was an amputee when she was 4 years old. So all the things she did in sports here at Wittenberg, and then later on broke all these records.
She was also a member of the U.S. disabled swim team.
Won a couple gold medals. So she got, I got to admit, I mean, she got some unbelievable standing ovations. Just amazing to know this person and know that she's from Wittenberg.
Yeah. That's the Hall of Honor class of 2023. The banquet was held Thursday, and all those folks here on campus for the weekend festivities being recognized as part of this big homecoming 2023. And a first down carry, that'll be the final play of the half, I assume. A first down run for the Terriers, a pickup of 3 yards. So at the half, it's Wittenberg 14, Hiram nothing, as the Tigers try to get to 3-0 in NCAC play. Here in front of the home crowd, it's turned to fall. It feels like fall finally.
Sure does, doesn't it?
And we'll have more to come here from Springfield in just a little bit. Once again at the half on the Tiger Sports Network, Wittenberg 14 and Hiram nothing.
like to thank you to present this year's homecoming tour that is made of representatives from each class and king and queen candidates that were chosen from the senior class. Our first year representatives are Kiivy Upshaw and Tyree Smith. Up first is Kiivy Upshaw. She is being escorted by Deanna Hudson Perry and Trinity. She is a first-year student with an undecided major. She is involved with the Wittenberg dance team and cheer squad in CVS. She plans to have a career in medicine or public speaking. By his mother, Shaganda Platt, and sister, Maya Barnett. He is a sports medicine major and is involved with the Wittenberg football team. He plans to have a career in athletics training. Our sophomore representative are Paige Jackson and Annie Nemunitis. Paige is being escorted by Kenna Clark and Grace Pantalone. She is an economics major with involvement with Delta Gamma Union Board, mock trial, and Panhellenic Council. Her future plans is being a financial analyst. Up next, we have Andy Nemunitis. Andy is being escorted by his twin, Alex Nemunitis. Andy is pursuing a nursing major with involvement in Get Wet Crew, Get Club, Golf Club, Crew, and Tiger Team. Andy plans to pursue a crew as a nurse and assistant. Our junior class representatives are Presley Dawes and Tyler Van Meter. Presley is being escorted by her mother, Debbie Dawes. She's a physics major with involvement in cheerleading at the Delta Pi. She plans to explore a career in mechanical engineering. Next up is Tyler Van Meter. He is being escorted by Matt and Jenny Van Meter. Tyler is a business management major and is part of the football team. He plans to work with marketing management when he finishes his degree. Now we introduce our senior class King and Queen candidates. Up first is Mackenzie Crosby. Mackenzie is being escorted by Alex Diamond and Maddie Williams. She is a sociology major with involvement in NAMI, ASL Club, is a counselor assistant, and a spouse management major. Once she receives her degree, she plans to become an elementary guidance counselor. We now welcome Brandon Nicholas. Brandon is being escorted by Natalia Alicia and Isabella Davis. He is a biochemistry major, molecular biology, and psychology major. Brandon is involved in Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity incorporated, Free Health Professionals Club, Math Workshop, DDS, Biology Teaching Assistant, BBBS, and BMB Fellow. He plans to explore a career as a physician, focusing in ophthalmology. Up next is Hannah Ecker. Hannah is being escorted by her mother, Carissa Ecker. She is a primary education major and an intervention specialist major with involvement in softball and alphabetical science. After graduation, Hannah plans to continue her education, pursue a master's degree in education to focus on her grades, continuing through kindergarten through third grade. Our final king candidate is Atticus Dewey. Atticus being escorted by Derek Steinfield and Cade Williams. He is a political science major and sociology major. Atticus is involved in Delta Sigma Phi, Alpha Phi Omega, and Student Senate. He will be pursuing a legislative aid career at the Ohio State House. The next queen candidate is Parker Hayes. Parker is being escorted by Caroline Senior and Maggie Harbaugh. She's a biochemistry major, molecular biology major, with involvement in Gamma Phi Beta, as a civic engagement honors ambassador, admissions tour guide, FYS, peer mentor, general biology lab peer mentor, APO, and Lesotho Nutrition Initiative. She plans to continue her education after graduation to become an epidemiologist. Up next is Andy Meeks. Andy is a mathematics major with involvement with the soccer team. Andy is unable to be here today as she is taking the field at Worcester with her teammates to beat the Fighting Scots. Our final queen candidate is Emma Wilson. Emma is being escorted by Riley Armstrong and Kristen Castillo. She is a history major and is involved in Alpha Delta Pi, Leaders and is an admissions tour guide, a member of KDPI, APO, and Lesotho Nutrition Initiative, Club Volleyball, and the History Journal. She plans to become a high school history teacher once she graduates. Congratulations to all of our and without further delay, drum roll please. Our 2023 Wittenberg Tiger homecoming queen is Emma Wilson. Now for our homecoming king. Drum roll, please. Our 2023 Wittenberg Tiger homecoming king is Brandon Nicholas. Congratulations to Brandon and Emma.
The Tigers made the most of it. Past Indiana Central by 4 points. Tigers outshowed by 14 points per game.
Just about ready to start the second half here in Springfield. It's homecoming at Wittenberg. The halftime festivities included the introduction of the homecoming court and the naming of the king and queen for 2023. It's 14-0. The Tigers leading Hiram as we begin half number 2. And Brandon Goodwin's kick is away. It'll actually hit the turf at the 15 and then be picked up by Hoskins at about the 13. He is spun around and tackled near the 25. So that is where the Terriers will set up shop. Hiram in the first half, 6 first downs. They rushed the ball 9 times for a total of 19 yards. They threw it for 119. So in total, Hiram with 26 offensive plays, 138 yards. They held the ball for 12 minutes and 58 seconds. Wittenberg on the flip side had it for 17:02. Had 15 first downs to Hiram's 6. And Wittenberg ran the ball 24 times in that first half, totaling 143 yards. They had 88 yards passing. So in total, 39 plays, 231 yards of offense. First down pass to Jordan Townsend is complete. Townsend will be tackled at the 38, I should say, a gain of 13.
Yeah, and Sean Tejeda continues to throw the ball very well for Hiram.
He's done a nice job today.
He has. He's only a sophomore, 5'10", out of San Antonio, Texas, McCullum High School, but he has really hung in there and thrown the ball really well. He's been smart, and his elusiveness is what's been amazing back there.
Well, there have been a couple of times where it looked like he was dead to rights, and he's managed to get away from Tiger tacklers and then end up completing the pass, a lot of times throwing on the run. First down here, he will hand it off. That's Gabriel Hoskins on the carry. Gains a yard to the 39. It'll be second down and 9. I mean, it feels like Wittenberg is in complete control of this game because statistically they have dominated and they went down and scored on their first 2 drives, but it's only a 2-score game still as we begin the third quarter. And so this possession here for Hiram becomes pretty darn big if the Terriers want to be in this game late. If they can go down and get some points here, it gives them a chance. Tejeda rolling right, throws, and this one is high and a little bit thrown behind his intended receiver. That was Jarius Green. It'll be 3rd and 9. And so here's where Hiram has struggled, and that is converting on third downs. That's been an issue all year long. Last week they couldn't keep drives alive very well against Kenyon. And so here today, they're faced with another third down, 3rd and long, with 13:29 to go in the quarter.
And Wittenberg's linebacking core, you don't hear about him a lot, but Dane Flatter that time, he's a young man out of Carlisle, Ohio. He had a nice play on the ball, knocked it away.
Tejeda will throw, pump fake. Nope, now he's going to run with it. Gets across the 45 and goes into a slide. Needed to get to the 48, and he has it. That's going to be a first down for Hiram.
He has really been special. I think, to Wittenberg's chagrin, I mean, he's had a day, and he's really been the difference for Hiram. They're down 14-0, but on offense, he's been able to keep Hiram, above water. So we'll see how that continues.
1st and 10 from the 48. Fakes the handoff. It's a run-pass option here, and he throws, and it's going to be dropped. Townsend was wide open.
He was.
Maybe too wide open. He drops the football in Wittenberg territory. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And he had a lot of room. He would have had to juke a couple guys, but he had at least 10 yards to spare before that happened, and that could have been a big play for Hiram. By the way, in Columbus, starting the third quarter, Maryland leads now 17-10 over the Buckeyes. That could be the biggest upset in a while.
Ohio State coming off of a bye week. Here's Tejeda to throw. Pressure coming. They'll dump it on the screen right over the top to the waiting Gabe Hoskins, and he'll carry into Wittenberg territory and eventually muscled down at the 45, a pickup of 7 yards, and it'll set up 3rd and 3. So we'll see if the Terriers can once again convert on a third down to keep this drive alive.
You know, one of the things that both Hiram and Wittenberg receivers and running backs have done a good job of, and you young people that are playing football, they keep their legs moving. They keep grinding, and they're getting those extra 4 and 5 yards. That's so critical to fall forward with that.
Tejeda fakes I should say does hand off, and then fakes the
fooled.
pass over the top. It is going to be a no-gain run for Hoskins, who is slow to get up here. Tigers were not fooled by it. They bottle up the interior, and it brings up 4th down and 3 from the Wittenberg 45, and Hiram's played on 4th down a couple times today. It looks like they're going to do it again, at least line up as if they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Tigers have been successful. They've been able to bottle up Tejeda, but he always seems to get out of these situations. So if you're Wittenberg and you're coming, you've got to make sure he stays in that bowl. He stays right in there, and he just saw what Wittenberg wants to do. They were coming.
Hiram showed that hard count, trying to get the Tigers to jump, and they couldn't, and so now it'll be a delay of game penalty, and Hiram, I assume, will punt.
Yeah, I think they will.
They got a timeout before the play clock hit 0. The flag was thrown, but it'll be timeout Hiram. So the Terriers are still looking at a 4th down and 3. Keep an eye on that Hiram offense as they huddle up over on the far side. We'll see if they stay on the field or if the Terriers decide to punt it away. So it'll be 4th and 3 from the 45. A couple of other games going on around the NCAC today, and the biggest one is the battle over in Greencastle, where DePaul has a 10-0 lead over Denison. Denison's trying to avoid back-to-back losses in the NCAC. The Tigers able to beat Denison last week in Granville, 27-24 in overtime.
And I think Denison was one of those teams that I think was picked ahead of Wittenberg in the beginning. And, you know, I think playing the game over there, they didn't think maybe that Wittenberg could win that, and now they're about to lose too.
Tejeda throws, and it's intercepted. Rare mistake from Sean Tejeda as he was duped by Christian Sweet, the Tigers safety. Backpedaled just long enough to get Tejeda to make that throw, and then came charging and intercepts it on 4th and 3. The Wittenberg defense comes up with a turnover, and the Tigers will have it at the Hiram 46-yard line with 11:05 to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, just great defense, great pursuit. And how about Nick Wadsworth, the junior defensive end? He was the one that put pressure out of Mason, Ohio, 6'2", 260, the big fella, got in there and really bothered the quarterback and forced that turnover.
Handoff Garrett Gross on 1st down. He'll carry to the 42. 4 yards for Gross on the first play of this drive. Tigers on their first 2 possessions marched down and came away with touchdowns each time. On their 3rd possession, they were forced to punt it away. So this is only the 4th try for the Tiger offense, which is why one of the reasons why this game has stayed relatively close, just a 14-point game. The number of possessions have been limited. Max Melton throws here on a ball that should have been intercepted. It is broken up, dropped by Tanvana Rivas, the junior corner, and very similar to Darian Williams of Wittenberg in the first half. If Rivas intercepts that, he's going to score.
Yeah, it's pick 6, and I think that was a case where Max just absolutely looked at his receiver the whole time, and it kind of gave it away. But, you know, that's why some of those guys play defensive back, because they don't catch the ball.
Melton's going to go for the deep ball here, and it's broken up. Leaping into the air was Troy Teepee, and Teepee couldn't hold on. Coverage provided by Ricardo Jimenez, the junior corner. It'll be 4th down, and Wittenberg will punt it away on 4th and 7 from the Hiram 42.
So Wittenberg will punt it away for the second time of the day. And And for all you people that are listening in all over the country, this is homecoming, and I need to share that the Queen this year is Emma Wilson, and the King is Brandon Nicholas. They can be proud about being King and Queen of Wittenberg's homecoming.
The punt's going to bounce into the end zone from Hayden Alcott, and so Hiram will get to bring it out and start this next possession with 10:23 left in the third quarter. Yeah, we've got the celebrity tent, as we call it sometimes, down in the south end zone here as part of homecoming with the members of the teams of distinction. We mentioned the Hall of Honor inductees. The homecoming court was introduced at halftime. The King and Queen were announced.
I'll tell you, Scott, that was something that was special is before the game, they had a tailgate down here. They always do on the north end there by Mercy. And some of the guys from the tent here came over and said, you're the new representation of our parents. You need to come down at halftime and be a part of our tent. So they invited him down. I mean, that's special. And they just talked about how, we're all brothers and sisters. We're all a part of the Tiger family, and it just says a lot. It's really cool to be a part of Tiger Nation.
That pass was incomplete, intended for Anthony Brumbaugh. I thought you were saying they were inviting you to come to the tent, and you and I both know you've been banned from the tailgate for at least 2 decades.
Well, I've never ever heard of that, but if you say so, fine. I don't think you've ever been to one of them.
No.
So don't even be talking.
This ball out to the sideline is low, but it is caught at the 25. Going down to the turf to get it was Tristan Mullahan, the senior receiver.
But I think you are right. I think they did send me a memo once about not coming back. I ate too much.
It was written on a napkin with barbecue sauce on it.
Barbecue sauce on it.
It said, keep Scobie in the broadcast booth.
That's right. And they asked for my resume, but it had so much food on it that it wouldn't work.
3rd and 5 from the 25. 9:41 to go, third quarter. Tigers up 2 touchdowns. Tejeda will throw it. Out to the right side. It's caught by the running back Hoskins, who will get the first down, be pulled down and out of bounds at the 31. Gabriel Hoskins able to make the catch out into the flats. Actually, I think that might have been number 2, Ricardo Jimenez, who made the catch, because I think he then jumped up and went right over to the sideline. Hoskins is back here behind the line of scrimmage already. 9:15 to go. So again, Hiram gets a first down to keep the drive alive. This ball is underthrown, though. Tejeda throws it to the feet of Townsend. It'll be 2nd and 10. I mentioned that Hiram has never beaten Wittenberg in football.
That's incredible.
And the Terriers in this meeting, a Week 6 showdown, are winless on the year coming in. But they don't look like a team that's 0-5 and that has been blown out time and time again.
Not today. I was just going to say that, Scott. That tight end Townsend, he was wide open on that play. If he catches it, he's going to go 10 more yards.
Another ball underthrown. Tejeda now on back-to-back throws.
Yeah, he's looked bad.
Unable to get it to his receivers.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. That was, one of those balls that you see a lot of pitchers throw into the ground. And he's done that twice now. And, again, pressure has been on him. So, after running around like he did in that first half, maybe it's starting to show up. Maybe he's a little tired.
3rd and 10 from the 31. Running back to the left of Tejeda, who will get the snap. Looking to throw. Pressured again. Rolling right. Now cuts it back. He's still on his feet, and this time will finally be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Finally, they are able to get their hands on Sean Tejeda. He was sacked twice last week against Kenyon, and he'll be sacked for the first time here today with 8:45 left in the third, and Hiram will be forced to punt.
Yeah, the red and white just swarmed on him, and, where he had been able to kind of sneak out of the aggressiveness of the Tigers this whole game, boy, they just swallowed him up, and that's the play of the game defensively.
Punt is away from Chris Miller. On the Tiger return, it's Tyler May from his own 45, and he'll be hit and taken down just across midfield. So Wittenberg will get great starting field position here in the third quarter again. We'll see if they can turn it into points. Tigers have a lot of depth on that defensive line, and so the hope is that as the season wears on and as games wear on, they're able to wear down some opposing offensive fronts. Now, even early in the game today, Coach, they were chasing Tejeda on a regular basis. His elusiveness is what kept a lot of those plays alive. They're finally able to get to him and make the stop to get the sack, and now we'll see if the offense can cash in as a result of it. Hand off to Bryce Anderson, and he'll run behind the left side of the line, gets to the 44, a pickup of 4 yards as we go under 8 minutes left in the quarter.
Well, that's been the bread and butter, and you got to like the fact that Jim Collins is going back to what they do well, and that's run the football. And this is a great way to continue to do what you've been doing. But
Anderson's going to be bottled up this time, though. Yep. He is taken down for a loss of the 4 yards that he just gained on the previous play. And it was Cole Terreri, the sophomore linebacker, who was able to get there and make sure Anderson would not make it back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and the Tigers right now, 3rd and long. And this is a good scenario for Hiram, but you can almost feel maybe a sense of momentum on Hiram's side. They're playing with more enthusiasm right now in this game.
Max Melton to throw. It's 3rd and 8 from the 46. Rolling right and now has to just throw it away. And so it'll be 4th down, and Jim Collins and the Tigers have a decision to make.
Yeah, they're coming off.
Here comes the punt team, yep. With 7:14 to go in the third. So Tigers have to finish the job here today, but if they do, they'll still be unbeaten in conference play. Next week, Wittenberg goes to Oberlin. And then in 2 weeks, they're back here at home to take on DePaul, and that's the is shaping up to be a huge game.
Sure is.
If both those teams continue to take care of business, because DePaul is leading Denison 10-0 right now in the third quarter as the DePaul Tigers try to remain unbeaten. Hayden Alcott back in punt formation, and he will kick it away. Spiraling kick to the near side, bounces inside the 10. It's going to be saved at the goal line, and the Tigers down it at the 1. Tremendous job by Wittenberg's James McCreary on the punt coverage team, lunging at the goal line and batting that ball back into play. So the Tigers will force Hiram to start deep. They'll spot the ball at the 3.
What's so cool about the play was McCreary made that athletic play, knocked it back in, and as he stood up in the end zone, he just kind of rocked his head and kind of went, yes, yes, yes. This is what it's all about. This is why you do special teams. And the Tigers absolutely have put them back, this Hiram team back against the goal line. So it's a great start for Wittenberg defense to get some plays.
Tejeda hands it off from the 3 and out to the 6-yard line goes Hoskins on the carry. 6:56 left to play in the third, clock rolling.
This is where we talk about field position. I know Jim Collins talks about it a lot, that football, a lot of people there nowadays, all they think about is, putting up big numbers, and you see it in the NFL, you see it in college. But the reality of it is defense is what wins championships. And, again, I think Coach Collins would really like to see his defense stiffen up here and that field position, the kick and everything, to get a chance to move down the field again.
Hoskins on 2nd and 6 carries and moves the pile forward out near the 13-yard line.
Kept driving.
The 13 is what he needed for the marker, and he's got it. First down, Hiram. Wittenberg defense has been, I would say, deceptively good this year. When you look at the points allowed, the averages get thrown off when because they played that Alma team who has one of the top offenses in the country.
And quarterback, yeah.
And so that game kind of messes with the numbers a little bit when
48-28.
When you start to compare it against other NCAC teams and who they've played so far this year.
Yep. Well, like you said, Alma is a power. I mean, they're in the top 20.
Yeah, I mean, that's a team that has a chance to go deep in the playoffs,
Yeah,
I think.
do. They
They're
really
awfully
do.
good this year.
They are.
Here's a carry for a yard for Hoskins on first down. 5:35 to go in the third. 2nd and 9 coming up for Hiram. Here on homecoming in Springfield on the Wittenberg campus alongside the coach Jim Scobie. Scott Leo with you today.
I think the thing that's, right now, Wittenberg second and third strings are going, come on, guys, put some more points on the board because the more you put on there, the more chances we'll get to play.
And this was one of those games coming in where we both thought we'd see a lot of that happen in the second half.
Sure
Not
did.
yet. Tejeda throws it out of bounds.
There could be a flag on that.
He was still in the pocket. There is a flag at the line of scrimmage, and now there's make it 2 more flags that come in over near the far sideline.
Yeah, I got a question if there was anybody in the vicinity over here. Tejeda threw it towards the bench, but I don't think there was anybody over here to throw to.
I think that was Jordan Townsend for Hiram that was, we'll say, locked up with Wittenberg linebacker Tyree Smith, and they were going at it well after the whistle, and that's why those flags came in over on the far side. But there was also a flag near the line of scrimmage, I believe, during the play. And then there was a chance we were going to see a intentional grounding penalty as well. So the officiating crew will get together and
but I didn't
hash
see a
this one out.
flag over here. I don't know, unless that flag,
I don't think that one at the line of scrimmage is for grounding.
No, I don't either. So maybe we didn't see
that would usually come from the referee behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you what, the wind has kicked up a little bit. I mean, you can look at and see flags are really, really blowing. Looks like they're blowing into the to the east from here, like from the southeast. But it's definitely a cool day here. We haven't seen weather go down this cool in a few weeks. So I think we're going to start seeing even more so that cold fall, pre-winter kind of feel.
I think those 80-something degree days are probably gone for the year.
I think you could be right.
So there's multiple flags here. There's multiple penalties, and that's why there's a lot of discussion taking place. I believe you've got a flag during the play, and then you have at least one possibly offsetting dead ball penalties as well.
Yes.
So we'll wait and see what the end result is. That was a 2nd down and 7 play. So we'll see if it's going to be still 2nd down. That would be my guess if you've got a flag during the play, and if it's on Hiram and Wittenberg takes the yardage, it would back him up and make it 2nd down again.
Well, I'll tell you what, if they don't make a decision here, this is a long time to wait. 10, 15 minutes here on this call. And we've talked about it before, that's not good for an athlete to have to wait that long after you've really, gotten warmed up and lathered up and everything. And
field judge was over, I think, talking to Jim Collins, maybe trying to find out what
they're coming over again.
Yeah, what he wants to do about the penalty or maybe penalties. If he wants to take the yardage or decline the live ball penalty and make it 3rd down. I'm guessing those are some of the options he has here.
He's going to want to go 3rd down.
Here we go. Ineligible receiver downfield against Hiram. Dead ball personal foul.
Wow.
Also on Hiram. Dead ball personal foul on Wittenberg. There you go. Okay, so
he did decline it.
No intentional grounding. Number 88 was in the area, so he does tell us that that's why we didn't see a flag.
I don't know about that, but I mean, that's their call.
So the end result is the ineligible man downfield is a loss of down penalty, so it becomes 3rd down. the ball will be back at the 11-yard line. So we're looking at 3rd down and 13 from the 11-yard line with 5:06 left in the third quarter. The 2 personal foul penalties offset.
And I'll tell you, the guy that has been the problem in this situation with Wittenberg's defense has been the running of Tejeda, his ability to, with his legs, to pick up extra yardage and get the first down. So I think it's a priority. You know he's going to throw the football, but play excellent defense in the backfield, and then make sure you bottle him up. Don't let him get a good run here. Unless you're Hanover and you think in terms of we don't want to make any mistakes here, and we'll run it in.
So they're moving the ball back to the 16.
So it's going to be
So it is 3rd down, but
years.
yeah, it's going to be 3rd and
About 8.
yeah, about 8 to go, we'll say.
Yeah.
Tejeda pressured. Throws. Hoskins will make the catch, and the Hiram tailback picks up a first down. Here comes another flag.
That may be against Wittenberg. I don't know. It looked like 78 or 76 for Hanover is really hurt, his arm.
Offensive pass interference.
Oh, wow.
At least that's what the field judge just signaled as he was relaying the message to the referee.
A late flag.
There
you go. Good call.
Anthony Brumbaugh, the junior tight end, is the guy that gets flagged.
And our spotter up here, Larry Klatt, shared with us it's like it was a downfield block or caused the thing, and now they've moved it all the way back inside the 10-yard line. So Wittenberg again, this is really a tough place to be if you're Hiram.
3rd and 15 from their own 9. 4:45 to go in the third quarter. Tejeda has Hoskins to his right, 4 receivers, 3 to the right. Hoskins will shift left side. Tejeda will look to throw it. Fires down the right sideline, incomplete. Overthrows his intended target, Anthony Sessi. And it'll be 4th down, and here comes the punt team.
Tigers will get the ball in with great field position. And I want to thank all the people from around the country listening in. Patty Ott in Sarasota, Florida, sent a message. She's absolutely delighted to listen to Scott Leo and the Tiger broadcasting crew, and wishes the Tigers good luck here at homecoming.
Chris Miller will be about 5 yards deep in the end zone to get the punt snap. Charges forward, boots it away. Wobbly kick. Tyler May has to go through his hands at the 40, picks it up, and decides to run wide left. Out to the 35, and then angles out of bounds near the 33.
Great field position for the Tigers offense.
They've had the short field this entire half. 3 possessions and 3 short fields. Let's see if the third time's a charm for Max Milton and the Tiger offense.
Well, I know Collins was really pumped up about getting his team fired up here. They had not looked real good in their last 2 possessions, and he wants them to get fired up. So they lead 14-0, but he wants a touchdown here, and they're right in striking distance. It'll be interesting to see what he calls here early.
Milton's going to throw the screen pass. It'll be Garrett Gross at the 35. And there comes a horse collar tackle. The flag comes in right in front of the Wittenberg sideline at the 32. They tried to tackle him up high, and that brings on the flag. Wabash is off to a good start today. They lead Worcester 28-0 with 9:38 to go in the second quarter. Actually, going to call it a face mask.
Yeah.
So must have got the cage on the front of the helmet for 15 yards. It's a personal foul penalty. So that will tack on some yardage, and it'll give Wittenberg the ball at the Hiram 18.
And again, this is an attitude where you got to attack. And you're in the red zone. It's very important that you produce in the red zone. You can't come away empty.
This will be Gross again. Down to the 10. Spins, still on his feet to the
Look
7. And then out of bounds near the 6. Garrett Gross churning those legs and bringing the Hiram defense with him. First down and goal on a gain of 12.
He is a monster when he's got the football like that. And Gross, again, we talk about him, a senior, 205 out of Bellefontaine, Ohio. And he absolutely carried 4 or 5 Terriers with him, and they've moved it to about the 6-yard line.
So Milton has Gross to his right. May and Tate, the 2 receivers to the right. Give to Gross, down to the 3. Good running by Garrett again there for a pickup of 3 yards.
They bring Tate out of the game, and they might be coming in with a bigger tight end, but they got 2 wideouts right now, but I got to think they're going to pound it. One of the things they did early in the game was they went off that right tackle and just had a gaping hole.
Here's Gross running left, cuts it back. He's in. Touchdown,
TD.
Tigers. From 3 yards away, Garrett Gross rumbles in for the score. And he will go over to the celebrity tent to say hi to some of the alumni, and the official goes over and gets him and says, no, you can't do that.
You can't do that. Well, they do it in the NFL.
Is there a flag down? Because the officials are huddled up.
Why couldn't he just jumped into the crowd over there? I mean, they do that. The Packers do it. You know what I'm saying?
Did you see a touchdown signal?
I'm certain it was because, they've got the kicker out there. They ran off left tackle, very similar to what I had talked about, off right tackle. Coach Collins is back out there way too much time with the men in stripes here in the second half.
The flow of this game has been disrupted big time here in the third quarter.
Absolutely.
And now there's a flag.
Another flag?
There wasn't one before.
What's that all about?
Well, that's what Jim Collins is wondering. The Tigers head coach takes off his headset.
And they may take points off the board on that.
For what?
I don't know.
If it's a celebration penalty, it's after the touchdown. But that's not – they were already huddling. Some of the officials were at the end of the play as if there was a flag during the play, but I never saw one on the ground anywhere. Yeah, 2 penalties. Illegal formation. And they call the unsportsmanlike conduct on Garrett Gross.
This is going to move them out of –
So – here's the thing. If it was an illegal formation, how come nobody threw a flag?
Right. It took this long to have them throw
Somebody
a flag.
was off the line that shouldn't have been.
Right.
So one of the receivers wasn't all the way on the line.
And here's the bad news for the Tigers. They were at about the 5-yard line, and now they're outside the red zone. I mean, it's on the 24? 23.
Second and goal from the 23, Coach.
And, that changes everything. A second down, but you got a long way to the end zone. It's second and goal. Those are 2 penalties that really hurt.
So I'm guessing the unsportsmanlike is because Garrett Gross went over to high-five some of the alumni, the former players down there.
Is
that unsportsmanlike?
I think that's horrible. That's a horrible call. Come on.
I mean, typically, unsportsmanlike would be something of taunting towards the other team.
Doing something to hurt another player. Different, on the other side.
So give goes to Anderson, and he's going to be undercut right near the line of scrimmage. Nice stop made by
that was
Hiram's. That was Tonvanta Rivas, the junior corner who was up there on the line. A little corner blitz came off the edge.
6'1", 195 out of Virginia Beach.
So gain of 1, third and goal from the 22 now. 2:23 to go
This would be a
in the third.
This would be a long field goal.
Well, and Tigers are, what did we say, 0 for 3 on field goal tries this year.
Yeah.
Haven't made one yet. Milton steps up. He's going to run with it, and he's going to be taken down.
Yeah.
Gets a yard maybe to the 21. Here comes fourth down. I think you leave the offense on the field here with this wind swirling like it is.
I think you have to. I really do. You got to get, if you can't score a touchdown, get it in, inside 15 yards or so, and give the ball back. But you never know. And I'll tell you who I'd go to. Number 10, look for Tate. He's a big-time player. He's a guy you can throw it to. He'll catch it in a crowd.
3 receivers out to the right. Milton in the shotgun. Anderson, sidecar right. Milton will throw it, looking for Tate, and it's incomplete. He couldn't get back to the ball. It was covered up down there by Rivas. And so the Hiram defense gets a stop.
Yeah.
3 possessions, Wittenberg has had the ball in Hiram territory here in this third quarter, and they haven't come up with any points.
Yeah, it's got to be really frustrating, and especially when there's some mental mistakes. The personal foul and some of the penalties. That's just you can't have it. I'm sure Coach Collins is just really frustrated with all that. Now he's going down and talking to one of the officials, and he's trying to explain what. Are you kidding me? What's going on? So now his defense will have to, again, get the ball back and punch one in here.
Tigers have not allowed a point today. Defense has been good, although Tejeda's kept some Hiram drives alive. Give goes to Hoskins up the middle. He'll carry out to the 29. That's a 7-yard pickup on first down.
Now let's be honest here. This is a game that it doesn't, again, look like Wittenberg's in trouble. But if Hiram could go down and score here, it'd be a touchdown
that's the
game.
thing, right? It's only a 14-point game, even though it seems like Wittenberg has been in control from the opening kickoff.
And so this is critical if Hiram could get a drive going and score here, a touchdown, we got a game.
Tejeda, pressured and sacked.
Good play.
He will be dropped. As he stepped up in the pocket, Trey Brenniger, the freshman linebacker, met him and puts him down at the 26-yard line. It's a loss of 3, and it's going to bring up third down and 7.
Boy, he's a big kid, Trey Brenniger, sophomore, 6'3", 230 out of Cardington, Ohio, and he made a play there.
That'll be the final play of the third quarter, it looks like, as Hiram's not inclined to snap it here. So we will go to the fourth, 15 minutes to go, left to decide it. Hiram has never beaten Wittenberg in football, and it's a 14-0 Wittenberg lead after 3 here on the Tiger Sports Network. It's a big third down and 6 for the Hiram Terriers. As we begin the fourth quarter, alongside the coach Jim Scobie, Scott Leo with you from Edwards Maurer Field in Springfield this month, celebrating 100 years of Wittenberg Stadium here on the Wittenberg campus. Homecoming 2023 as well. Tejeda to throw. Breniger chasing. This time Tejeda escapes and he runs. First down. He's across midfield into Wittenberg territory. He fumbles the football as he goes down at the 45, but Hiram will get it back. The Terriers recover it at the 46. It is a 28-yard run, and actually they're going to call Tejeda down, saying he did not fumble.
Yeah, they said he was down. What a great run though by Tejeda, and boy, the maturity that he's shown as a sophomore here in this game is amazing. And he crosses the 50 and gets to the 45 on that run, and boy, he's been a highlight for Hiram in this game.
So here's Tejeda in the gun. Hoskins gets the handoff straight up the middle down to the 40-yard line. 41 is where they'll mark it, a gain of 4. So this is one of the closer games around the league right now.
Absolutely.
Ohio Wesleyan is leading Kenyon 28-0 in the second quarter. Wabash all over Worcester 28-0 in the second. It's still DePaul 10 and Denison nothing. That's the only game
and that's at
closer
Denison,
than this one. No, it's at DePaul.
Oh, it's at DePaul. That's surprising, though. Denison battling right there.
4 receivers set here. Handoff Hoskins, met just across the line of scrimmage, stood up. And they finally blow the play dead.
Yeah, it should have been blown a lot earlier.
At the 39, a gain of 2. So DePaul actually has just scored to take a 17-0 lead as they go to the fourth quarter over in Greencastle. So if Wittenberg's able to hold on here and these other scores all hold up, you'd have DePaul 4-0, Wabash 3-0, Wittenberg 3-0, everybody else 2 or more games out.
Right. Yeah, that'd be the second loss for Denison.
3rd down and 4 from the 39. Another huge third down play for the Terriers. They try to find pay dirt for the first time this afternoon, and it is a first down completion as Tejeda is able to get it to Green, the senior.
Yeah, that time again the Tigers man-to-man on the outside, and again they backed way off. They needed 5 yards, but the Wittenberg defender was 5 yards behind that, so they just threw it in front of him and got the first down. So, again, Wittenberg has got to tighten some things up here because Hiram looks like they're really moving the football.
They're on the move here. Down inside the 20-yard line goes Townsend, and he's finally tackled near the 17. This does not look like the Hiram team we watched last week as they lost 40-16 to Kenyon, a team that has given up 55 points a game defensively coming in, 0-5 on the year, but they're hanging around here in Springfield. With 12-12 left in the game now. Tejeda has 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Takes the snap and throws it out to Townsend on the left side. Inside the 10, Townsend rumbling to the 5. And he's finally brought down at the 3. Terriers may be getting away with some holding up front. And it's interesting because in the first half we had virtually no penalties.
Right.
We've seen a bunch of them here in the second half. But a couple of times there, the Terriers maybe have been able to get away with protecting their quarterback with a hold. And the Tigers sideline trying to let that be known, but no penalty again that time.
And I'll tell you, Jordan Townsend is a beast down in there. He's shown 2 straight runs that have been powerful.
From the 3, they hand off right up the middle.
Touchdown.
And Broombaugh's in for 6. Touchdown, Hiram. Anthony Brumbaugh, the junior tight end, lined up in the backfield and rumbles ahead for the score. And so, with 11:29 left in the game, it's now Wittenberg 14 and Hiram 6.
And again, we talked about it, 1 touchdown difference. Boy, with almost 11 minutes to go, that bodes well for Hiram. And Wittenberg is going to have to really put the helmets on strong and go after this team because right now it's Hiram making the play. The momentum's gone their way.
Yeah, high snap, but the kick is good. So the PAT from Chris Miller, the senior kicker. And it's a 1-score game at 14-7 with 11:29 remaining. And I go back to this, Coach. The Tigers have had the ball 3 possessions in this half. All 3 drives have been near midfield or in Hiram territory to start, and they have not scored, not even 3.
That's right, and many of those, couple of them got in the red zone. I mean, they were there. This last one, they were on about the 5-yard line. It was first and goal.
They had a touchdown taken off the board.
Had a touchdown taken off the board. So this is a shocking scene right now, and I think you got to get your fans back in it here. You got to get them revved up. This is homecoming, and right now everybody's just sort of stunned. And let me tell you, around the league, these teams are looking at the score and going, that's not possible. The Dennisons and some of these places are going, no way.
Is that a typo, right?
That's a typo. that can't be. And it just shows you, at Wittenberg, and it's 14-7. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this thing plays out. But Wittenberg's got to show their moxie. They've got to show the kind of football team and tradition that they are. So this is big.
Here is the kickoff. It'll be returned by the Tigers. And here comes another late skirmish. Flag. Out near the 25 is where the stop was made. That was Salat on the return.
Yeah.
Elijah Salat back to return that kick for Wittenberg, and he's tackled at the 25, and then all of a sudden flags in from a couple different directions.
Well, you got to wonder again. There were
Tigers cannot get into that kind of a mess. They got to stay focused here because
you're right.
This is a Hiram team that is playing for pride, but it's a Tigers team that is still very much playing with all of its goals in front.
Oh, my goodness, no doubt.
Unsportsmanlike Wittenberg.
It's against Wittenberg. And this is the last couple. They've had how many of those, Scotty? I know 2 here recently.
Well, there were offsetting personal fouls
that was
earlier,
that
and
was
then
one.
Since then 2 unsportsmanlikes on the Tigers.
So 3. And they're going to move this thing way back to about the 12-yard line, something like that. I mean, it's just you can't make those kinds of mental.
Well, I know for
mistakes.
a fact that Hiram's never played Wittenberg within 7 points.
They've
I'm
never
looking to
beaten
see
them.
but I want to see what because we have seen some awfully lopsided games over the years.
Right, we have.
And I don't remember a Wittenberg-Hiram game that was still in doubt in the fourth quarter.
Close. Well, and I think everybody.
Last year was 38-14, but the Tigers jumped all over them in the first half.
I think everybody in the stadium is a little bit stunned.
Yeah, they fired out to Tate, who makes the catch and races out across the 20. He's brought down at the 22, just shy of a first down.
And again, if you're at Wittenberg, you're not in a panic. You need to stay with what's gotten you here, the running and the passing game. Give yourself a chance on first down to set up, a good second down.
Bryce Anderson firing straight ahead for the first down out to the 26, a gain of 4.
You don't want to play behind, like 3rd and long. You don't want to get into that. Keep on these first 2 downs, getting great plays, moving the chains, and you keep doing that, and this thing will.
Here's Anderson on the left side. He's going to get out to the 35, tackled by Gavin Cruiser, the linebacker.
That's a heck of a name if you're a football player, Cruiser.
They'll spin it out to the near side. It's caught by Tate near the line of scrimmage on 2nd down and 1, but he's going to be brought down for a loss back at the 34.
And Hiram brought the kitchen sink there on the left side. They were attacking. They had a blitz. And so Hiram did a nice job of not getting a big play against them because they were in a position where if Wittenberg could break through that initial group, there might have been a big game.
3rd and a couple here for the Tigers from their own 34. 9:35 left in the football game on homecoming. And they'll hand it off to Anderson right up the middle. He's got the first down, keeps churning those legs. He's out to the 44-yard line. 10-yard pickup for Bryce Anderson. Needed that one. Tigers keep the sticks moving.
Good blocking up front. Tremendous job by the offensive line. And again, this is where their strength is, running the football. They've got to balance it out. You got to be aware of the defensive backs, jumping some of these pass plays.
Anderson again. This time spins near the line of scrimmage and gets to the midfield stripe, a gain of 5 more.
Good run.
So 21 meetings between these teams prior to today. The average score 56-8.
Jeez.
The closest was in 2018. It was a 19-point final score. It was 47-28 Wittenberg back in 2018. Now, it's worth noting that was also Wittenberg's homecoming.
Uh-huh.
So right now we've got a 7-point game between the Tigers and Terriers. TP will catch it in the flats. He's into Hiram territory. Terriers wanted a hold call there out on the edge.
It was close.
No flag, and first down Wittenberg at the Hiram 44 with 8:25 and counting left to play.
Tigers need to continue again. That first down play is so critical. Getting those 6, 7, 8 yards really helps your offense to move the football. Takes pressure off in those third downs.
Milton hands it to Garrett Gross, who's in to give Anderson a spell. Gross to the 40, to the 30, and knocked off his feet at the 29. Tackle made by Greg Wilson, the senior safety, but not before a first down run for the Tigers' big number 6, Garrett Gross.
And that was a perfect play call because the 3 linebackers for Hiram had moved up and come up towards the front 4, real close to the line, and they decided to run it to the right side off the tackle, between the tackle and the end, and had a great run. Gross
again hangs on to the football and works his way down to the 24. Again, 5 more yards.
Another 5-yard gain, and you got to like that. Just keep running clock, and let's stick it in the end zone.
We will go under 7 minutes left to play in this game. Give goes to Gross. That time he's going to be pulled down near the line of scrimmage. I think he got back to the line of scrimmage, but that's about it. Dylan Ballaker, the linebacker, got him.
Pardon me, Scotty. I think they gained a half a yard maybe.
So it'll be third down, 3rd and 4 from the 23-yard line. Tigers on third down today, 5 of 11. 6.5 to play. They'll get it to Anderson on the left side. He's got the first down inside the 20. Anderson down to the 16. Close to a 7-yard pickup for Bryce Anderson. Clock keeps moving. Wittenberg holds on to the ball, but most importantly, they've got to come away with points.
No doubt about it. And again, this is the offensive line is just doing a super job right now, and they're running off the tackles, and look for them to continue to pound it.
Milton hands to Anderson, cuts it back. He's got room down to the 10, near the 5. Bryce Anderson. It'll be a pickup of 11 yards. Anderson, a great run. And it's 1st and goal, home team with 5:54 left in the game. Tigers leading by 7.
Just a great blocking. Center Ed Bolden, Andrew McFeeters, the left guard, also Osterhage, and then also Isaac Grillo. And we met his father before the game. Him and his mother, they are so excited about this team.
Up the middle for Anderson, down to the 2. A gain of 3.
Also another player, Scott, that's in the game. He's been hurt, and that's Angel Bravo, a junior, 6'4", 290, that's starting today. And he's made a difference on that right side, that right tackle position. So this is definitely a statement drive for the Tigers.
No doubt. 13 plays, 85 yards. Tigers started this drive with 11:23 left in the game. Milton gives to Anderson. He's near the goal line.
Get
he get in? Touchdown, Wittenberg.
Gotta love it.
Bryce Anderson from 2 yards out caps off a scoring drive that Wittenberg absolutely needed as they get themselves some breathing room again. 4:58 left in the game. It's Wittenberg 20 and Hiram 7.
Yeah, that's just a Tiger up drive and just what the doctor ordered, Scott. This is a big offense for them, and that score really, really makes a difference.
And so Brandon Goodwin is on for the PAT. Kick is up, and it is good. So, Coach Scobie, that was 6 minutes and 25 seconds. It was a 14-play, 87-yard drive. The Tigers march right down and score after Hiram cut it to a touchdown difference.
Yeah, and I think it's one of the better drives of the year, and I think it was something that it really showed the character that this Wittenberg team has. Certainly, they're going to look at the film and go, "Gosh, we could have maybe done this." As you said, that third quarter was not something to be proud of. The opportunities they had. You think about those three possessions. This game could be 42-7.
Yeah.
But again, this is a situation where Wittenberg, definitely had a tremendous drive, and I think on homecoming, this was a great touch here. And now Tigers defense needs to just finish it out.
Yeah, you figure if the Tigers can get a stop on defense, that should just about put this thing away now. Short kick, it'll be caught at the 20-yard line, and a very short return here for Broombaugh to the 25.
And this is where your coaches have got to say, fellas, we don't need any more penalties. The game, the game is on ice. Let's play solid football. If they want to talk, if they want to pull you and try to get you into a name-calling contest or whatever, you got to be big enough. You don't need to fall into that. And I'm sure that the Tigers captains, and I'm sure that some of the leaders have said that to the whole team.
Officials are huddled up again. It's the field judge and the referee.
And they're not going to win a lot of points for me today.
Second half has been interesting.
It really has. It's taken a long time.
For a game that didn't have any penalties really in the first half.
Yeah, you're right.
Here we are with 4:52 left to play, and Hiram will have it at their own 26-yard line. Wittenberg 21, Hiram 7. Tigers trying to get the job done here on homecoming today and stay in a virtual tie for first place in the NCAC standings. DePaul would be 4-0 if they go on to win. Wittenberg and Wabash will be 3-0 if they both win today.
I love the setup, and I know some people will maybe be a little downhearted with the 21-7 win if it continues, but they're setting the table. I mean, they've got an opportunity to really make a difference in this league, and you just got to win one at a time. But I think next week is Oberlin.
At Oberlin next week, and then here against DePaul in 2 weeks.
That'll be hopefully a fourth win in the conference, and then this game here. That's going to be one I hope everybody that's out there will come to this game like they have homecoming, because that's going to be the game.
Yep, DePaul, Wabash, and Ohio Wesleyan, 3 straight coming up here in a couple weeks. One of those at home, the other 2 on the road. On 3rd down and 5, Tejeda will complete this pass to the sideline to keep the drive alive. Gets it to the senior, Green, out to the 38. 3:41 left in the game, clock rolling. This is where those new timing rules come into play. Even though he goes out of bounds, the clock still runs. Haven't seen a big difference with that. Here's a pass that's high. It's incomplete.
It really hadn't affected much.
The number of plays, the number of snaps has been down a bit because of it, but overall hasn't made a huge difference. Jordan Townsend was the intended receiver on that throw that was out of his reach. 3:29 to go. Next week, it'll be a 4 o'clock kickoff at Oberlin in week number 6 of this 10-game Tiger regular season. It's hard to believe the season will be halfway over after this one. Screen pass out into the flats, caught just across the 40-yard line. It's Hoskins, and now he's hurt. Hoskins goes down and stays down and is in some serious pain. At the 40-yard line is where they'll spot the football, and it'll be 3rd and 8 coming up, but the Hiram trainer's out to take a look at the tailback.
And some scores. Scotty, you've got some NCAC scores from Columbus. It's now 34-17, Ohio State in the fourth quarter with 6:40 to go. So
yep,
that thing has changed a little bit.
They've got 7:11 left to play in Greencastle. It's DePaul 17, Denison nothing.
Yeah.
Second quarter, Ohio Wesleyan leading Kenyon 28-0. Halftime, Wabash 35, Worcester 14. Those are the other games going on around the NCAC today. Oberlin not playing. They have their bye week today.
And I think everybody is keeping serve. You know, if you had to look at a weekend, they're keeping serve, and that's, I think, what everybody thought would happen. But like I said, in 2 weeks, that's when things get interesting.
Here's Tejeda to throw on 3rd and 8. It's broken up. Over on the far sideline, he was trying to get the ball to Green again, but good coverage by the Tigers. Max Yost, the senior corner, had him locked up over there. 4th and the ball game now with 3:07 to play.
Yeah, it's good to see Max Yost making some plays. His family was there at the tailgate this morning, and I got to think that a lot of these parents are excited about their kids and the way that they're playing. And homecoming is so special.
Tejeda lets it fly. It's Green. He's got it in Wittenberg territory. Makes the catch inside the 30. Jarius Green was able to get in between 2 Tiger defenders, and Tejeda made a perfect throw down to the Wittenberg 29. It's a pickup of 31 yards. We've got 2:52 to go. Tejeda will line him up quickly. On 1st and 10, the sophomore quarterback throws, and it's incomplete. He'll miss Townsend down around the 23-yard line.
I think Tejeda is really, his stock has gone way up after this game, and he's just made some really smart plays, and he's done it with his feet, he's done it with his arm, and just like that play there, he's shown a lot of character and poise. And so Hiram, again, you many times go as your quarterback goes, and they've got a future in this kid.
He is only a sophomore. Undersized at 5'10", 165, but he's had to run for his life, has made plays on the run. He's made some great throws. Here he is again. On the move, being chased. He'll fire, and it's broken up. Down at the 10-yard line, it was Jennings who Tejeda was trying to get the football to. It'll be 3rd and 10.
And again, Tejeda likes to move out of the pocket, and he's throwing the ball pretty well. Usually when you can get a quarterback out of the pocket, that's when things start to fall apart. But Tejeda's made a couple plays from the perimeter while he was running, and at that time just excellent defense by the Tigers.
2:37 left in the game. Obviously, it's 4-down territory. On 3rd and 10, Tejeda throws incomplete. It was Townsend over on that left side being chased by Salat. So 4th and 10. Hiram converted a moment ago to keep this drive going.
That time it really looked like the defensive ends and the linebackers weren't attacking as hard as they normally do because they knew that this young guy, Tejeda, can run it. So they're just kind of really balancing out for when he makes his cut and then closing in on him.
4th and 10. This is it. Tejeda to throw. Starts to run, backs up, fires towards the end zone, and it's incomplete. Almost intercepted. It was off the hands of Darian Williams. And Wittenberg will take over on downs with 2:24 to play. Hiram has 2 timeouts remaining, but if Wittenberg's able to get even 1 first down, they'll be able to run this clock to zeros.
Yeah, and I got to think, again, that showed, their defense showed the kind of the bend but not break mentality. They put pressure, and kind of, except for Tejeda's big one throw there, they played real nice there to kind of get it done. The Tigers will come out here, and like you said, if they can get that, that first down, you'll see them go into the victory formation. But I know fans are excited about this win.
Wittenberg will go to 4-1 on the year, 3-0 in the conference. Hiram will fall to 0-6 and 0-4 in league play. Timeout Hiram after the carry by Gross. So again, here's the way it's shaping up if these scores hold. DePaul leads Denison 17-0, 3 minutes to go. So DePaul should be 4-0. Wabash is up 35-14 on Worcester at half. So a long way to go in that game, but if Wabash wins, they'll be 3-0. Wittenberg with the win here is 3-0. And then everybody else will have at least 2 losses. Denison and Ohio Wesleyan, who are both picked ahead of Wittenberg in the preseason poll, would each be 2-2. Ohio Wesleyan is beating up on Kenyon today, 28-0.
Now, the interesting thing is, if you look at that, they still have to play Wabash. They still have to play DePaul.
And Wabash and DePaul play each other in Week 10 in the Monon Bell game.
And they got to play OWU.
Right.
Ohio Wesleyan.
That's where things get interesting.
Yeah.
Starting in 2 weeks, it goes DePaul at home, Wabash away, Ohio Wesleyan away.
Yeah, it's interesting, but that's kind of the way you'd like for it to be. Is you playing your very best football right during that stretch. So we'll see how that happens, but I think Wittenberg's gonna really be happy to put this one away.
Max Milton today only threw for 105 yards, so the Tigers did their damage on the ground in this game.
They did.
Here's a good example. Garrett Gross started right, goes back left, and finds all kinds of daylight. He's going to race into Hiram territory down to the 43-yard line. That's a 26-yard run for Gross.
Yeah, he's had a great game. In fact, him and Anderson have done such a great job that running the football has been phenomenal.
And that will do it because Hiram only has 1 timeout left.
That's right.
Which means that without another chance to stop it beyond that 1 timeout, the Tigers can be in victory formation here and send this game to triple zeros and go to the locker room with a homecoming win here this afternoon. They will hand it to Gross. He'll carry straight ahead down to the 35, and that is where Hiram will use its last timeout of the day with 91 seconds to go. Maybe a little bit of a lull today. The Tigers are coming off of an emotional win on the road in overtime against Denison last week. You expect maybe a bit of a letdown, although I felt like the Tigers' defense played extremely well. Gave up some yardage, did not allow the Terriers to finish those drives with scores. And that is really what won them this game in the end, because by keeping Hiram from getting on the board in the first half, it kind of offset the fact that Wittenberg really missed some opportunities with the football in the second half. They had a few drives where they started with the short field and didn't get any points.
Well, and I think the Tigers, again, showed what a great offensive line that they do have, and the fact that they can run the football. They didn't need to throw the ball a lot with Max today, but I do think that they showed some great strength on defense, especially on a day when Tejeda had maybe a career day. I mean, he really played well.
Garrett Gross will carry for the first down, and that will do it.
That'll do it.
Hiram's out of timeouts, 1:25 to go. So the Tigers will get the victory on homecoming. The Hall of Honor inductees, part of the weekend festivities, including the 2 teams of distinction, the 1973 and 75 Wittenberg Football National Championship squads. A couple of football players individually going into the Hall of Honor as well as part of the banquet held on Thursday night. And the homecoming activities continue through the day today on campus. Max Milton takes the snap, takes a knee, and that will almost do it. We've got a 2-second difference between game clock and play clock, so they'll have to take a knee one more time. So next week, Wittenberg will go to Oberlin. That game kicks off at 4 o'clock. And then in 2 weeks, they return home for a big showdown with DePaul, 2 o'clock kickoff on October 28th. Milton takes a knee one more time, and this one will be in the books. Coach Scobie, as always.
It's always good, man.
It's been fun. See you in 2 weeks.
It really has. Okay, we'll do. Oh, you're not going to Oberlin?
I am not.
Okay. Well,
are you?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But I will see you in 2 weeks.
For our TKDS crew, for Kevin Fowler, Jackson Lightcap, A.J. Meyer, the Wittenberg Sports Information staff, and for the coach, Jim Scobie, this is Scott Leo saying thanks for being with us.
Tiger up, guys.
Wittenberg wins it on homecoming, defeating Hiram by the final score of 21-7.